Well, good morning, my friends. It's another Monday. It is March 1st, the first day of the rest of your life. Wow. Actually, it's the first day of March also. So hopefully you had a fantastic February last weekend. Hope you relaxed and got ready and refreshed, because everybody this morning starts at 0 again. So no matter where you ended up, it's a fresh new month, and we're here to make sure that you reach the top. As a reminder, we're doing our top producer dinner every month, so we like to see you hit at least 7 enrollments, and you're invited to dinner for Medicare, 7 enrollments. And you do have to be at the top 10, so if we hit more than 10 folks that have 7 enrollments, it's going to be limited for attendance, of course, but we're really excited to invite everyone out. We want to see everyone at the table. I love seeing new faces. So we hope to see you there for next month as well. So here we go. It is a new month, but we've got training, right? So always be training. So first up this morning at 11 o'clock, Devoted is doing their broker coffee and chat session. This is geared towards the Orlando market, but everyone is invited. And that's at 11 o'clock. The webinar is in our training calendar this morning, so go ahead and jump on that. At 1 o'clock, Centene is showing you how to use their digital resource center, and so I do really recommend that. In fact, we're going to cover Humana's today and give you a little bit more insight on what Humana's doing in their Medicare Resource Center, which I think is a phenomenal tool. But jump out into Centene's and see what they've got to offer, because now, as you know, Centene covers WellCare, All Well, Ascension Complete, and then a few outliers there. If you're in the California market, they also have HealthNet, or if you're in New York, they have Fidelis Care. So all of those different products with this resource center is really going to help you shortline to getting the marketing resources that you have. So I do highly recommend that you check those tools out. I know a lot of you veterans aren't using these marketing tools, and I think it will really help you. At 3 o'clock today, Aetna's doing a Medicare 101 presentation. So I know we've got some rookies out there, or maybe some folks that need to brush up on their Medicare. Don't be shy, guys. Knowledge is power. And how are you going to educate your clients? How are you going to guide them on health insurance if you can't explain the basics? So just make sure that you know how to do that. And I know some of you are struggling on Part D, explaining Part D. I know who you are. So please spend some time educating yourself on that. That's at 3 o'clock today. Aetna's doing a Medicare 101 presentation. At tomorrow, moving on to March 2nd, at 11 o'clock, Cigna is teaching you how to reach clients with Benefits Checkup. And we've talked about this website multiple times on this call. If you're not using Benefits Checkup, you may be doing a disservice to your clients, especially if you're helping the D-SNP population or anyone in LIS. But for that matter, they're going to show you how to use it for housing, veteran benefits, and even prescription drug help. I know last week I helped somebody with this website looking up additional programs for veterans and also for prescription drug usage. And we're going to cover that again this morning. I found a nice little tool that I think will help you guys as well. But that's tomorrow at 11, Benefits Checkup training hosted by Cigna. Tomorrow, March 2nd, 2 o'clock, Simply is going to do a training how to market their product. So fantastic training. Thanks, Tom, for coordinating that. That's at 2 o'clock tomorrow, March 2nd. Also at the same time, Humana's Enrollment Hub Training is happening at 2 o'clock on March 2nd. That's tomorrow. So you'll have to pick and choose. I do recommend going to the Simply one because those are few and far between. And the Humana trainings are usually on demand anyway, so we could probably get that. So, you got to think in those terms when you have to choose a training. But Simply is going to be doing their thing at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks to Tony at Simply for putting that together as well. Moving on to Wednesday, the 3rd, 10:30, welcome to Cigna. So if you're new to Cigna or you haven't sold any Cigna, shame on you. No, I'm kidding. But really, 5-star plan, you really need to know what's going on with Cigna, especially now that, this is the last month before we go into lock-in, so OEP is almost over. Do you know how to sell 5-star plans? And yes, we have Care Plus, Care Plus is killing it, we know it, but they don't have all the doctors, they don't have all the meds, and they don't have all the benefits. So, you know, you've got to curtail that with Cigna, and I hope you guys know how to offer that product. So if you don't be ashamed. Come to training on Wednesday at 10:30. Again, all the training links are in our training calendar. If you don't have the training calendar, please reach out to us, and we'll be glad to set that up for you. Thursday, the 4th, this week at 10:30, Cigna is doing a DSNP training. So they've got a very, very strong DSNP product, but even so, they're going to be talking to you about how to use their product and help the community with, you know, Medicaid benefits. Fantastic product, built for full duals. So I do highly recommend that, especially if you're going to work that with the 5-star plan. You got to know how to offer that product. On Thursday, also at 11:30, Devoted is doing another coffee and chat session. This one is for the Jacksonville market. All are welcome. Just know that the benefits they're going to be talking about is for Jacksonville, but it is usually a Q&A session anyway, so just come on in, grab a virtual coffee, and have a real chat with a Devoted manager. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. Speaking of Devoted, on Thursday at 2 o'clock, we are having a live training. Yes, live training with real people in a real office setting. And that's going to be hosted at our office at Health Plan Markets in Orlando. Jeanette Velez from Devoted Health, our Orlando manager, will be in the office to share all great things about Devoted and just brushing up and making sure you guys are ready and knowing what's going on with Devoted this year. They've made some big moves, especially on the DSNP. So I really brush up on your DSNP, your Medicaid, your LIS, because as we're moving into lock-in, you are going to need these products in order to be successful throughout the year. So she is taking her time, her personal time, to come down to Health Plan Markets and show us all the great things that are going on with Devoted. So please take advantage of that. I do highly recommend coming down to that. If you can't make it, or if you're feeling a little nervous about it, I understand. We can patch you in. There is a Google Meet on that as well. But please make sure you RSVP with someone at the office, because it is going to be limited seating. We are working on cleaning up the office, so we have plenty of room and space to do that training on Thursday at 2 o'clock. So come on down. And then Friday this week, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia this week. We are doing another training for Sonder. Sonder Deep Dive training will be at 8:30 from 12 at the Senecal Coffee and Bistro. That's down in Austell, Georgia. If you're in that market, I will be there helping out. But if you can't be there in person, that's okay. You can jump on a Google Meet. We've got it set up there for you as well. And then also at 1 o'clock on Friday, same place, we're doing a marketing training. Again, you can patch in if you need to. And that's going to be generic marketing training that I do, a really, really fast crash course. I'm only going to have about 2 hours to do that. But that's the training for the week. I do hope that everyone takes advantage of that. You know, the only way to get faster, smarter, better, and stronger is if you have one foot in the classroom while having the other one in the field at all times. So you guys know me by now. That's what I always say. All right, so moving on, we've got a new tool that was shared with me by Tony at Simply, Tony Santiago, always generous with information and education. So as you're out in the field and you're trying to figure out what plan is going to be best for your member based on their medications, I want to share with you a tool that I found. It's called Coverage Search. Okay, so if you have Apple products, if you have an iPhone, or if you have an Android, like I have an Android, I have a Google Pixel. It works for either one. So Android users, go out to Google Play, go out to the app, and you're going to type in Coverage Search. And those of you that are following here on video, I have it pulled up here. So this is what it looks like. It's got, like, I guess it's kind of like a cut up of little pills or whatever. Kind of cool logo there. But so the big thing is it's got a search coverage, so you can type in the medications, and it will quickly show you which carriers cover that medication and whether it's generic, preferred, non-preferred. So, it's got a quick search in there, which is really, really cool. It's got all FDA-approved drugs across 6,500 health plans, and it's updated nightly. So that's like insane on what they're doing on those prescriptions. But it's also very helpful for understanding the restrictions on what's happening with those medications. So you can check, the restrictions and the drug status based on your client's geographic and plan. So prior authorization, what does that mean? And what does it mean specifically for that drug? Because that does make a difference, right? Or step therapy. And what that plan is outlining as step therapy in their formulary. So a really amazing tool to use and just to quickly find those medications. But even cooler, right? So here's an example. Somebody typed in WellCare of Georgia, and it's a recommended alternative for one of the drugs. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that drug. But you're able to identify alternatives based on what your client's plan identifies as alternatives. So if, let's say, somebody types in this drug here and they don't have it in their formulary, WellCare will pull up all of the recommended alternatives right there on that app. So you don't have to bounce in and out of formularies, whether you're looking up WellCare or Humana or Simply or Devoted. You can use this one tool on your phone to look at the drugs really, really quickly. So that's, honestly, when I was selling, this would have saved me hours of headaches in a given week just going through medications to find the right plan for my clients. So it's a great tool for that. It's also got it does guide the patients based on up-to-date formulary status and restrictions for their plan. So you can see here they typed in Humana, they typed in Advair, and you can see which Humana plans cover that medication and which one is preferred, what tier it's on, and if it does have restrictions. So a really great tool. I hope you guys take note of this and download it. You can download it now. It's free, but you do have to pay me $20 for me to show you this. I'm just kidding. You don't have to pay me anything. Just download the app. This is great for you, great for your clients. They're touting it's the #1 drug formulary app on the web, and it is featured on Google Play. I do know they have it in the Apple Store too. So if you're listening to this or if you're watching this, go do it now while you're listening to me yap. So there you go. I do want to share with you a quick video that I found on Humana with their Marketing Resource Center, which is lovingly called the MRC. So the MRC Humana has is going to give you a one-stop shop for pre-approved, customizable marketing materials that you can use to get out there and get in front of prospects. So I'm going to take a 4-minute break here and share with you the video for Humana.
The Marketing Resource Center, or MRC, is your one-stop shop for pre-approved, customizable marketing materials to help you connect with your prospects. You can find the MRC by going to Vantage and clicking on the Marketing Resource Center in the Sales and Marketing section. The top of the MRC homepage features an image carousel. This area is a great place to find new and important information about the MRC. The homepage also features 3 ways of accessing marketing materials. The first method is the interactive menu located on the top left of the screen. The menu lets you navigate a series of drop-downs to locate the marketing materials you're looking for all on one screen. The main menu icon section in the middle of the screen is the second way to access materials and uses this widget to help you find available content to meet your unique needs. If you know exactly what you're looking for, you may want to use the third method, the search bar located here, which will bring up specific materials with a single click. These 3 methods provide different ways to access the available content within Humana's library of marketing materials. This library includes 3 main categories of content. 1. Content available by product line. 2. Content available for certain marketing events and specific enrollment periods throughout the year. And 3. Customizable content for advertising and promotional campaigns. Social media posts can only be used after you've completed the training through MarketPoint University. Once that's completed, you may access social media templates in the MRC It can be customized with your individual contact information and posted on your business Facebook page directly through the system. The Mrc Library of Content contains many different types of materials that can be customized and then printed or downloaded. These include ads, flyers, postcards, and much more. Often, these materials are available in multiple languages in order to appeal to your unique clientele. They can be downloaded, or you can select to upload a list and have them mailed to your recipients. Branded promo items are available, everything from pens and mugs to shirts and signs, and can be ordered in bulk and sent directly to your office, home, or other address. Finally, the MRC can also provide material to reach out to new prospects with the direct mail list purchase feature. This allows you to customize a flyer or postcard and send it to a list of up to 2,000 core prospects. The MRC is an easy-to-use resource for finding the right content to reach your specific audience at the right time. So log on and find marketing materials that can supercharge your outreach to both current and new prospects.
There you go. So Humana's Marketing Resource Center, and a couple notes on this. So this thing has an incredible mailing system in it, right? So you can go in, you can find the postcard that you want to market to, and you put it all together. It's customized. It's got your picture on it. It's got your phone number, email, whatever. And then when you're ready to go, with the list, and I'll come back to that in a second, you take your list, you upload it, and then you mail it out, and they do it all for you. And they do it very, very quickly. Usually it hits the mailboxes in 3 to 5 days. So it's a complete self-service marketing and mailing center that you can use to get your pieces out and market and get leads, right? So with Jesse, those of you that are writing Humana, we deal with Jesse DiRienzo. He assists us with Humana and CarePlus. Those of you that are writing Humana, writing CarePlus products, he has a credit that he will load into your account so you can go in there and use those credits to purchase or use all the things that they just mentioned in the video, and also do that mailing. Now, on the mailing list, I know that they use a mailing service, so you can actually use geo-target areas. So if you're in Tampa and you want to do a mail drop, you can put in some zip codes there. However, I will tell you that Humana's list service, whoever they're using, is not good. We got a lot of return mail. So I don't recommend using their mail list service in this. It does, however, have a feature where you can upload a list. So I like, you can go out and if you're purchasing a T65 list or you need a list to work with, we're glad to help you out with that. It does take a few days to get a list just because of, everything that has to move in order for us to get those list services, but we're happy to help you with list services. And, if you're targeting certain areas, if you're looking for DSNPs or if you're looking for T65s, I know you all are looking for T65s. You all love those T65s. We can get you a list, and then you can upload it into this system, and they will mail it for you, all said and done. Really great resource, even if you have lost prospects or lost clients that you didn't have a chance, or you lost them during AEP and you want to do a mail out to them. Or if you just have a list of prospects that you never really closed, and just as a general rule, you should have 2 lists. You should have an active client list and a prospect list. And if they move into one of those lists, and that's it. I mean, they know you and they trust you, hopefully. So with that, I hope you guys take advantage of the Humana Marketing Resource Center, the MRC, and get with us. If you are selling Humana and CarePlus, if you've got some sales in the pipeline, we can definitely help you with lists. And we can help you with, some credits from Jesse. So hopefully that works out well. All right, so the last part of this meeting this morning, I did find an incredible podcast that I think will really help all of you. It's a little lengthy, so I apologize if we go over at 9:30. So this is being recorded, by the way. And just as a reminder, those of you that are calling in, that's great. But we also are showing a video, a live video, where I'm sharing my screen on all this. So, that video that I just showed, you guys that are on the phone can't see it, but I did have a video associated with it. You're always more than welcome to go back to the YouTube. I'm going to send it out every week. But if you want to see it live, I do recommend clicking that link I send out every week so you can actually be on the computer and watch this. You can even do it from your phone. If you download the free conference call app, you can sign in and watch it as well. So just a tip for you guys if you can't see the content that I'm showing here on my screen. So I think moving forward, we're going to be doing this a lot more often, sharing content visually as well on these conference calls. So I do recommend that you jump on the video conference versus the audio conference. Either way, if you can't do it, we're glad to have you on these calls, and just know that it is recorded. So with that, I did find a podcast that Humana put together, and it's Grow Your Book. This is a whole series on how to grow your book, and they have tons of podcasts on here that they're putting together. But I did find a podcast titled Why Doing Good for Others Means Doing Well for Yourself. And this is a story about two agents who make DSNP sales, dual eligible special needs plans, the center of their sales strategy. Now, some of you don't do that, but you'll discover why they view DSNPs as an opportunity to help their community, and they're going to talk about best practices for working with the DSNP populations, including outreach and education tactics. So here it is. I'm going to go ahead and play this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy.
Welcome to Grow Your Book, the Humana podcast series where we help agents like you tackle topics that matter most to your business. Today, we'll be talking about dual-eligible special needs plans. We'll cover best practices to help you establish your presence in the community, build authentic relationships, educate prospects and clients, communicate clearly and effectively, use the Healthy Foods card, which is available on most, but not all, Humana DSNPs as a sales differentiator. On the go, at your command, get ready to grow your book. Hello, Humana agents. This is your Grow Your Book host, Jason Rocco-Bavir. Today, we're talking about dual-eligible special needs plans, or DSNP for short. These plans are specifically designed for those who are eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid, hence dual-eligible. We've got two great guests, Jill Harris, an independent sales agent from South Carolina, and Barbara Prince, an independent sales agent from Ohio. Let's dive into DSNP. Agents, I'm pleased to introduce today's guests, Barbara and Jill. How are you both?
It's my pleasure to be here, Jason. I like helping people. That goes for my DSNP clients and my fellow agents.
Hi, Jason. Like Barbara, I love helping people. Serving the DSNP community is a real calling. The more agents selling DSNP, the better.
I can already tell you both have passion and kindness in spades. So I'm curious to know how you got into being agents in the first place. Jill, let's start with you. What led you to being an agent?
So I went to college later on in life. In fact, I was there at the same time as my children, but I had no real clarity on what I wanted to do. Until a local mechanic, he experienced a family tragedy, and I felt compelled to help him in his shop for a few weeks while he sorted things out. That's when I met a local sales agent. When he asked me if I'd be interested in working with him, and at first I said no. I told him I'm not a salesperson, but he was so persistent that the next thing I knew, I called him back, and I've discovered that what I do as an agent is about helping, not selling. I help clients find the right plans to fit their unique needs. It's about putting people first and showing that you really care.
Wow, that feels like serendipity. It sounds like being in the right place at the right time has really paid off in more ways than one. Barbara, let's hear from you next. How did you become an agent?
Well, Jason, like Jill, tragedy also sent me down a new path. I had been with a national bank for more than 20 years when someone close to me passed away, and it gave me a pause, and I reevaluated both my life and my career, and I wasn't happy. So at 55, I decided to change my career path and give up on the comfort and security of my bank job, and it was a big risk, putting everything on the line like that. But I knew I had to do it. I wanted a job where I could help others, so I searched LinkedIn, and I came across a job description for a sales agent. I really didn't know what that entailed, but I called anyway. And after that, I got my license, and I've been an agent for the past 4 years. And now my work is more impactful and positive, and this is my niche.
Switching gears after such a long tenure at the bank took a lot of courage and, dare I say, chutzpah. Also, I'm struck by the fact that personal tragedy both set you down the agent path. actively helping people turn heartache into healing. You both have really powerful stories. It's as if becoming an agent was in the cards. There's a higher purpose to it than simply having a job or making a sale.
Yes, Jason, that's right. It's helping people get their needs met, whether those needs are their health, their finances, or their emotional well-being.
You know, I couldn't agree more with Jill. To me, offering decent products means doing good for others while doing well for yourself. And I get a lot of satisfaction out of educating my clients and getting them into a plan that can make a real difference in their lives.
I love that. Doing good for others while doing well for yourself. That's really what an agent is all about, isn't it? Let's talk about getting eligible people into Humana D-SNPs and some best practices. Jill, let's start with you. What's something you recommend agents do when first discussing D-SNP?
So for me, when I first started out, I knew that being visible in the community would make a real difference. What I did is I set up a table at my local Walmart. Shoppers and even the employees there got to know me over time in an organic way. People really like the opportunity to just walk up and chat. It's informal and it's also low pressure. I'm friendly to everyone because you never know who may need help. Someone may be a caregiver, or they may know a friend or family member who is looking for a health care plan. I really try to build those relationships, get to know the people, and listen to them. Those relationships just grow naturally, and over time, I feel like I'm an adopted family member. I have one client who brings banana bread to me at Walmart on the first day of annual enrollment each year.
That's incredible. I mean, you know you really made a connection when you get home-baked goodies. Setting up a table at a store like Walmart is a great example of grassroots marketing. Let's go to you, Barbara. What advice do you have for agents when it comes to grassroots marketing efforts?
Well, Jason, getting out in the community is key. You got to see and be seen where your prospects live, work, and worship. Places like your local churches, food banks, and the Salvation Army are all great locations to establish a presence. Just be sure to get permissions from your venue in advance before you show up with your table and your information. And report the event to your local marketing team at Humana at least 10 days in advance or prior to advertising, whichever is sooner. It's also important to abide by the local health and safety guidelines. Wearing a mask, stand 6 feet apart, and washing and sanitizing hands frequently is non-negotiable, along with your daily health assessment to be sure I'm good to go out in the field.
That's excellent advice, Barbara. I'd like to add a few more tips to stay compliant, safe, and healthy. Be sure to check with your local Humana sales leader on guidelines and requirements for grassroots events. Request permission for each event from the venue and Humana.
It looks like we lost some. Let's try again. Oh, it looks like it has a buffering issue here. Anyway, so this kind of shows you, just a podcast here, and I'm going to go ahead and pause it here because we're already at time. But, I do want to encourage you guys to look at some of these podcasts because they are talking about some things that could help you. They talked about, they're setting up tabletops at supermarkets, and she's in the Walmart, and that's great and all. And I know Walmarts are a little sticky these days because you do have to, be there and coordinate it, and the agency has to pay for it and all that. But there are opportunities at smaller supermarkets or smaller, grocery stores. Mom and pops are really, really great. And then, the second lady was talking about churches and food banks, and so those are all great places. I mean, that seems to be the trend right now. And I hope you guys take advantage of that. And I apologize that it stopped right in the middle there, but I'll send out a link. You guys can jump on there. It's called Why Doing Good for Others Means Doing Well for Yourself. And there's a whole bunch of podcasts that Humana has. They've got one here, How You Can Help Veterans with Humana, and Retention, Your Number One Sales Strategy. And so I like this one. I think we're going to play this next time, and hopefully we'll get the podcast to work a little bit better. But feel free to jump in there. I apologize. It was a little corny, a little cheesy, a little scripted. We get it. But it does give you a little bit of insight and reminder on what we should be doing out there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone. So if you have any questions, I'm here to help. So let's open. Good morning. Any questions for me this morning? Anything I can help with? Well, you guys need some coffee. All right. If there's no questions this morning, what we'll do is we'll end the call here. Just remember that we've got the YouTube channel. You can go back and watch any of these episodes and meetings that we have every Monday. So, again, those of you that are on the call this morning, if you want to tune in next time, try the video conferencing so we can show you a little bit more of what's going on and physically see exactly all these great assets that we're finding and showing to you guys. So with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and good luck out there. It's a brand new month. Go get them. Have a great day.